Alright, what is up, guys? Back with another tier list today. This one's gonna be a little bit of an interesting one. It's all about how to start conversations. Yes, a lot of us guys actually have a really hard time starting any sort of conversation. And this is not going to be just helpful in you cold approaching, but in just making friends in general. This is absolutely amazing, helpful advice which I will give you right here. And honestly, a lot of the friends that I have today, it's basically due to either of these things. Like whatever I know of starting conversations and making friends through those conversations, I have poured it all on this video. So let's begin. We'll be ranking them from S tier, meaning absolute banger for long-term friendships, even short-term friendships. Like you can just make the conversation flow after the initial starting, all the way to D tier, meaning this just won't work. At max, it will just humiliate you, and the whole spectrum. Starting with number one, small talk. A tier. A lot of people hate on small talk, and I understand why. Small talk is basically you commenting on something which is not related to nothing. It's like you randomly trying to compliment about the weather or something like anything random just to get the conversation started. It could be just a single hello. And a lot of people hate on it. I don't understand. Like I understand why, but I don't understand why they get so hyped up about it. Because yes, small talk can look a little bit of a cringy sort of a method, but I'm telling you, when I first got inside the college and I had to make conversations, there was nothing in my arsenal other than small talk. All I could do was small talk. Just start talking about, oh, where are you from? Or where are you from? Which school did you study from? Which board was it? Oh, how much percent did you get? You know, anything related to the environment, anything related to anything, just start with a hello. Everything starts with a small talk, and I think it gets a lot of undeserved hate online. Alright, guys, moving on to the next one, common grounds of hate. And I will put it on the B tier. There's reasons why, okay? Common grounds of hate is where it is a version of small talk, but you know for a fact that there is something or someone which everybody in general hates. So this works especially good in political environments. So you comment about politics, although that is a little bit risky. Works the best in schools and colleges where you talk about that specific teacher, the specific subject which everybody hates on. You know for a fact that everybody hates on, or at least most people hate on them, and you just strike up a conversation about that. You just tell them, oh man, you would not believe what this dude did again. Like what did they do again, like again? And you just strike up a conversation based on hate. You team up together to hate on something. This is very classic. It could work, but the problem is you don't know for a fact 100% surely that the person that you're trying to communicate with hates the same things as you. And so, if you end up making a comment about something which you hate but they like, then this is not a very good beginning to the conversation. Very obviously, I don't think I need to explain why. Like, it will be very hard once you establish something on hate, but you guys do not agree on the hate. It will be very hard to make the communication move a little bit forward than just initial conversation. So yeah, common grounds of hate is good if you just want to just like speak words out of your mouth, but it is risky. Definitely move forward with caution. Next, we have directed questions. Yeah, before ranking this, I will rank the next one, which is random questions. A tier. Yeah, random questions is small talk, but a little bit more specific. So, how do I explain it? You just ask random questions like the direction. Okay, you know where the cafeteria is maybe, but you ask someone that you want to strike up a conversation with, hey, do you know which floor the cafeteria is in? Like, it does not matter what question that you ask. It does not matter if you really know something or not. What matters is you ask the question. That is literally it. Okay, you just go up to someone and ask, oh, can you give me the direction to the washroom? Or, oh, can you give me the direction to the cafeteria? Or, oh, do you know how much this exact thing costs? Like, I really want to buy it. Or, oh, do you know about anything? Like, the question does not matter here. Just ask random questions. They're really good for starting up conversations. In fact, I would actually rank it higher than small talk, because with small talk, there's a lot of mysticism, there's a lot of myths surrounding it. People are like, okay, make specific small talk about this exact thing. And I have had a friend who tried giving me some knowledge on the very specific small talk which will get you laid. I tried that, nothing worked. But my thing is, I'll just ask random questions because it's easier to ask. Next, we have directed questions. Yeah. Directed question is dependent. Okay, so I'll just rank it in 8 here. Directed questions is something which is, if you play the games right, then it can very well be in S tier. No doubt about it. But if you talk about the general public, directed questions are going to be weird. So, what are some examples of directed questions? This works especially good in like colleges and schools. So you ask about the next teacher. Do you know who takes the next subject? It could be a very stupid question. Or, oh, like, do you know what your attendance is? Like, what the minimum percentage of attendance that you need to maintain is? Like, you just ask these stupid questions, but in this case, it will be a little bit more directed. In random questions, you could literally ask about anything, but in directed questions, you ask questions based on the environment you are in. And so, if in the gym, you will not randomly ask about subjects, you will ask about sets and reps and the type of workouts, and if someone will spot you or something like that, right? But in schools, you can ask about subjects, you can ask about teachers. In a cafeteria, you will ask about menu, you would ask about suggested dishes, although it's a little bit hard to approach in cafeterias and stuff because everyone is in their own private bubble. But there are certain cafeterias which are a lot more social, and it's very easier to make small talk in there. So just go to those. Point being, directed questions are really good if you play the cards right. Okay, if you like ask the questions, get the answers, and then if you know how to progress the conversation further, which is an entirely different game, by the way, than just starting questions. So yeah, 80 a really good thing, but I would still rank random questions above it because it's much more accessible to a lot more people, gets more questions, gets more conversations started than any of the other methods till now. Next, we have compliments, and we have three different types of compliments over here, as you can see. Compliments, same gender. So it's guys complimenting guys, girls complimenting girls. Uh, hmm, B tier. B tier. The thing is, complimenting same genders can be really good. But with compliments, you have to be a little bit more careful. Okay, you just can't use any compliments like you can't overly compliment anybody because that will seem like very needy, that will seem like you are desperate, which is definitely something that you don't want to show because then people will instantly lose respect for you. What you want is a natural flow. Okay, what you don't want is someone looking at you and telling you that, okay, why are you trying so hard, right? Complimenting same genders, between the guys it's kind of okay, like, oh, that haircut's nice, and you can add a little bit of sarcasm into it as well. Like, it doesn't always need to be compliments, it just needs to be comments about some things. I can tell only guy to guy compliments. I'm not a girl, so I can't really tell you if between girls it works or not, but it seems that girls compliment each other quite a lot. So it could work for them. Just ask a girl. Next, we have compliments third person, D tier. I absolutely hate this. Complimenting third person is like you trying to start up a gossip with a stranger. Okay, you just go up to them. Did you hear about them? Like, who? Yeah, that teacher. And then the conversation just turns really awkward because either the person that you're talking to does not care at all about the third person you are talking about, or it turns out that they actually deeply hate the third person or deeply like the third person that you're talking about. It's just a massive mix up, and you just indulging in gossip is itself, in and of itself, it's not a very good habit to get into. So D tier, I absolutely hate this. Next, we have complimenting opposite genders, C tier. Okay, I personally I personally have a very hard time complimenting girls. Okay, I'm a guy, so it's very hard for me to compliment girls because every time I open my mouth, in my head, the first thing that comes in my head is like, be friendly, be a normal dude. Don't try to work too hard. Don't try to come off as someone who tries in a conversation. Okay. Next, we have sales, S tier. Now, this is very specific and personal to me actually. So I'll tell you a little bit of a story. In school, I used to sell projects. Okay, projects was my main thing, but I also sold other things. But I went to everybody. Okay, so I was wildly hungry for money because I wanted to save up money to buy gear for YouTube. And so I was wildly hungry for money. I was wildly hungry for sales. So I would go up to each and every single one, whether I knew them or not, and just tell them to listen up. Like, I can do the project for you. You just have to pay me like 50 rupees, 100 rupees, depending on the package. And I'll just make it for you. And then I'll just show them to listen up. Like, I've made projects for this guy, this guy, this guy, and they've gotten good marks. No one has caught anything. The teachers would know about it. I'm a professional in this field, 4 years experience, and genuinely I had like 4 years worth of experience by the time I was in my last class. And the specific story is, since I would go up to everybody, there were a bunch of tens. Okay, in every school you get the hot girls, right? 10 on 10, absolute 10 on 10 banger. And I went up to her. I was in this full salesy mode. I just went up to her, talked about the sales, talked about everything. No, like, I have tried approaching her so many different times, and in my head I was like, yeah, compliments, or yeah, small talk, or yeah, talk about the weather. Always it has been absolutely awkward for me. So I've never been a fan of this. But that day, I did not feel anything at all in me. It was just a performance. I just went there, did the sales. She was asking for discounts. Of course, she was like playing and stuff because, like, of course. It was just 50 rupees, by the way. That's like less than a dollar for my American viewers. Less than a dollar for a full PowerPoint presentation project. I just charged 50 rupees for it. And she was like, yeah, I want a discount. I got so pissed that day. Like, dude, you have like two iPhones. You ride around in a Mercedes. I see all that stuff online. You have got so many followers out of your thirst trap pics. Like, what is wrong with you? You're asking. Like, at that point, I did not really understand that she was playing with me, but I just screamed at her face. I was like, "Shut up! Like, you don't deserve to." Something. I just said something out of anger and just stormed out. When I told this to my friends were like, what is wrong with you? Like, she was just playing with it. I was like, oh. So yeah, bit of a side tangent there, but sales is absolutely goated. I have talked to tens. I have talked to everybody. Like, my entire identity in school was kind of surrounded around sales. Like, people would come to me and look at me like the guy who made projects, or the guy who did like sales pitches to everybody. Some people hated me for it. Some people actually liked it. And yeah, absolute goated method. So if I want to put you onto this method, what actionable step would I give you? Just find something that you want to sell. You probably already have it. Make sure it's not a very cheap, stupid little physical product. Okay, don't try to sell random things, and also try not to sell harmful stuff. So project actually works really nice if you're in school or colleges. In colleges, it's actually risky to make projects for other people because the monitoring is a lot tighter. But yeah, projects are great. I used to sell watches as well, so cheap watches. I would sell it for cheap prices, and I would make like 100 rupees, 150 rupees profit on them. I would sell little accessories. You know what I mean. And you just go up to people with the mood of trying to make a sales, to the point that conversation is not the main goal there. Money is the main goal there. And then that kills all of your nervousness. At least it did for me. So yeah, I would put it on S tier. Alright, let's move on to the next one actually. Content creator. I would put it on S tier, but with a warning. Please do not use this method unless unless you are absolutely desperate for communication and you haven't found success in any other method. Okay, only after you have tried all the other methods, even the D tier ones, and nothing has worked for you, content creator method, I'll put you on the method. So the thing is, you need a friend for this. So first, like, I hope you have a friend or a sibling or anybody. Ask them to hold a camera, you hold a mic, and then just make random videos about random things. So you just have a list of like 10 questions, and then you just ask the 10 questions to random strangers. Act like a content creator. Try to make content like that as well, because that usually gets a lot of clicks. So it's a win-win. So you make content, get clicks, become a content creator, and in the process of that, you also train yourself to get into a social flow so that you can actually communicate with more people. Okay, enough yapping. Let's move on to the next word. DM slides. D tier. Actually, look, if you want to start a conversation and you don't mind keeping it online and online only, then DM slides are good. But I actually would prefer moving the communication to real life. Okay, you would notice in all the methods here, except this DM slide one, all the methods are actually related with real life communication, because that is the game that I like to play. The problem with DM slides is you will actually never ever find it easy to move a conversation from a DM slides into real life. Okay, you might be seeing that person every single day. You might be even making small talk with them every single day. But if you just communicate majorly on DM, if most of the communication between you guys is over DM, it is hella awkward. Okay, so only use this method if you are good at playing things off and then just moving things on to a more natural flow state, real life communication, or you are just like straight up desperate and willing to swallow all the awkward communication in the first few days. Next, we have group activities, S tier. Absolute S tier. In fact, most of the friends that I have currently are built through group activities. So there can be two kind of things, which is one of those group activities would be organized by the college or organized by the school, and then you're just a team, you're just part of a team, and then you can't help but communicate with others. Okay, it's part of the game, right? You have to communicate. That's a goated method. In fact, I would actually put it above sales. It's a goated method, will work 100% of the times. And the second type of group activities is hangouts, which is much better if you want long-term friends. So you and your pre-existing group of friends, I hope you have one, or at least like 2 or 3 people, just the guys hanging around, okay? And you're like, okay, let's go to somewhere. And then you're like, okay, it would be good to add more people into the group. And so people that you have already made like small talk 2 days before, 1 week before, you just kind of know, you kind of see them every single day. You know, the people that you see in the class, but you don't really talk to them. You know, there's always people like that. You just go up to them and tell them to listen up, like, we are going to somewhere. Would you like to join us? And remember here, the tone needs to be join us. Okay? The tone needs to be like, we have already decided that we are going. If you want, you can join the party. If you don't want, we will still go. Doesn't matter. Like, okay, it's cool. We will still go. But if you want to join us, you can. It's like the high value, high SMV type of activity. Okay? You invite people to the things that you're already doing rather than trying to organize things with a lot of people. Okay? Your core group should be organizing things, and then you just add more people around the core group, sort of just to do the activities. Okay, just to add a crowd and make more friends, give that social ego boost. Absolutely goated method. All the friends that I have today and all the friends that I appreciate having today are all from group activities. I'm telling you, I still remember, like, I would just go to cafes with my friends, okay, and then I would just be like, okay, I want to play Uno, and I can't really have a very exciting match of Uno with just 3 people. And so I would just invite random people, like, listen up, you want to come? And then she would like bring another friend of hers, and yeah, suddenly it's a 6-7 people group, and we're all having fun in the cafe. And the bill is split. Yeah, that's one of the major perks. Next, we have mutual friends. Quoted method, but not as good at sales, because with the sales method I communicated with tens. Okay, so I still have an ego for that. But mutual friends is absolutely amazing. 50, 60, 70% friends that I already have today are all mutual friends, genuinely all mutual friends. Okay, in fact, some of the closest friends that I have, they begun their entry into my life as mutual friends. Mutual friends is a quoted method. If you are looking to network, okay, it's not just friendships and relationships and cold approaches. If you just want to network, you just want to have a number to call when you're in danger, something like that, mutual friends work absolutely amazing. If you're an introverted guy, you don't need to communicate with a lot of people, but you need to communicate with one guy who knows a lot of people. I currently have a friend like that, like one of my closest friends he is, and he, like, if I have any doubts and I just communicate with him, I know that I will receive an answer from his end. Okay, so like mutual friends is a go-to tactic. Next, we have fist bumps. I don't know why I selected this as a separate method, because I don't think fist bumps is a separate method like the other ones, but I will still put it on S tier because look, everybody does the classic small talk. Everybody is shuffling around in their body and nobody is comfortable in their bodies. Nobody knows where to place their hands unless it's winter. And fist bumps just help you get into a really good social flow, right? You just get into a conversation with someone, and then as you are ending the conversation, this is what I usually do. A lot of people fist bump at the beginning of the conversation. I prefer to do it at the end of the conversation. So I'll just have the full conversation. I'm like, yeah, weather's good, this, that, whatever, small talk, questions, group activities, whatever it is. At the end of it, I always try to make sure that I do a fist bump, especially if the conversation was a little bit awkward. I just do a fist bump, and it's absolutely amazing. Like, it just gets you into a really good social flow. Not a lot of people do fist bumps, at least in my surroundings, in my environment, the places that I go to, people don't do fist bumps at all. So still, fist bump holds a little bit of a cool factor. If I do it, I'm the cool guy. So I love fist bumps. A lot of the times, actually, I also try and do it in the beginning of the conversation. The only benefit which you get by fist bumping at the beginning of the conversation is you enable touch. Okay, when you enable touch in any format, like a fist bump, your hands are touching, right? And so if you enable touch in any format, I mean, yeah, the conversation just goes a lot better. But again, the reason why I don't do it in the beginning is simply because there's always a risk that the person does not reciprocate. Okay, if you just try to do a fist bump, put up your hand, and the person in front of you doesn't get the cue, keeps talking, it's a massive aura debt for you. Okay, so I personally don't want to lose aura. In the end of the conversation, if I just do a fist bump, and if they don't understand, I will just say it verbally, the fist bump, and they'll be, oh yeah, fist bump, leave. That's much better in my opinion. But in the beginning of the conversation, hello, fist bump, that's a little bit awkward for me. So yeah, that was it for the conversation starter method tier list. These are all the things that I use, by the way, or at least have used once upon a time. Like these days, all I do is play around with S tier and A tier stuff. Like I will either, like, actually not even all of them. Like I would just do group activities or sales. Sales is something that I love sales. Okay, um, when I'm in a salesy sort of a mood, I can communicate with anybody and everybody. You can't tell anything to me. Okay, whatever conversations that I've had with absolute tens, okay, it's all through sales. Okay, all the conversations that have begun with tens, sales. I can't stress on this enough, guys. Sales, please. Like please just have a product, try to sell it, and then when you have money and earning customers as the main goal, you won't care about social cohesion and how the conversation flows. Like, right, like all the expectation is gone, and then you are in a much more chill mood. Okay, so yeah, sales is the golden method. But I would still say group activities, because group activities has given me the most results ever. These are the things. Of course, okay, yeah, I forgot to mention, I don't do this content creator stuff, but I am planning to do it with a friend of mine. Like, she wants to do a little bit of an Instagram page, and so for that we'll do experiments and stuff. And so we will need to get on this method, but for now I just do these four, and maybe sometimes questions, random questions. That is it. But if you find some other methods which I have not listed in this list, please give me more ideas in the comment section for the part 2. Other than that, if you made it this far in the video, absolutely appreciate you for watching till this far. Man, by now I think I should deserve a like or something. Yeah, for a long time I've been actually posting without showing my face on the platform. There's a very specific reason for that, because first of all, my setup is broken down, so I can't really go up there and record. And second, I've got exams, and making a talking head video requires a lot more effort than just making tier list videos. Okay, this tier list video just took me like 2 hours to put together, and it will take me another hour to just edit and upload. 3 hour, 4 hour job. But when it comes to that, like the full video thing, it takes me like 3 or 4 days, even with a lot of AI automation involved. So yeah, exam months, I really got to grind on this one. So yeah, after some time I'll not stop posting tier lists. After some time, sure, the main videos will return. Thanks a lot for watching this till this far again. I have been yap maxing a lot these days, so yeah, I'll just cut the recording.